Salutations, travelers! I wanted to try a novel idea and write a short poem about our voluptuous Vulpes Vixen publisher as a hook, but on second thought, I'll leave the poetry to the prose. So let's get to the guide. Who is Yae Miko? What is she good at? Orbital strikes, need I say more? High damage, easy to play. What is she bad at? Low utility, even though making things dead is pretty useful. Repositioning is a big issue if an enemy decides to run away from your setup area. Very expensive burst with a long cooldown. Stats? Now this passive, Enlightened Blessing, might confuse you. It's a fox trick, don't fall for it. In every scenario, sacrificing your usual offensive stats for mastery results in lower damage. If you want to make a reaction build for fun, this passive will help a bit. Otherwise, for a normal DPS build, consider it copium for the unwanted mastery rolls on your artifacts, or team buffs like Kazuha or Sucrose. For a normal build, you want the usual crit, attack, electro damage, and as much ER as your setup demands. For ER, it will depend on your build and team. I recommend either 2 batteries, 150% and 1 battery, or 200% for emblem builds and free build teams. What about sets? As of 2.5, we unfortunately do not have a signature Yae set, so our options are Thundering Furry, maybe that can be the signature. Jokes aside, this works perfectly on her if you're willing to farm that horrible domain. And the beloved Emblem of Severed Fate. With how long her burst cooldown is, you usually wouldn't want to go so hard on ER. It's not the best option, but it is a solid option for those valuing their sanity. And for weapons, free to play. Unless you enjoy throwing stuffed fox plushies at your opponents, the Doko Tails isn't great for her. However, 2.5 introduces a new free catalyst called Oathsworn Eye, and that one is a much better option. Crafting. Your best options here are Hakushin for a standard build and Mapamare for a reaction build. Battle Pass and Shop, Pearl, Royal and Black Cliff are all very strong choices. Gatcha 4-star. The Weed Sith is your best option here, and with her passive you even have some copium when you proc the mastery buff. Gatcha 5-star. Obviously, her signature Kagura's Verity is her best weapon by far. Lust Prayer and Skyward Atlas are the next best thing. And talents. Attacks. Spirit Fox Sin Eater. They have low multipliers, high stamina cost, and the tracking and hitbox are a bit finicky. Very pretty animations though. It looks like you are throwing glitter-covered pink fox plushies at your enemies. And that's also about how effective they are. Skill. Sesshou Sakura. Dash and place a fox turret. You have 3 charges. If you place the turrets within about 5 clears from each other, they link and level up to 3. Don't place them on top of each other though, that will destroy the previous one. The turrets act like O's and attack a random target in about 10 clears range. Burst. Tenko Kenshin, the Orbital Strike. You call down a big lightning strike and destroy all your turrets. Each destroyed turret generates another strike. Very high multipliers, but also energy cost and cooldown. The Shrine's Sacred Shade passive will reset the CD of turrets destroyed by your burst. As for notable constellations, C1 helps offset her burst cost and C2 increases the range of her turrets. The rest is the usual 50 shades of make your numbers bigger. And finally, gameplay. Her gameplay is very simple. She's basically a furry fisher with a Death Star Orbital Strike remote. You want to drop your free turrets as soon as possible, keeping in mind they are not easy to reposition. Many fights have an objective like a protect target, so just place them around these for a start, or simply the center of the room. The range is fairly generous. Always make sure you have 3 turrets up before you burst for more orbital strikes and an instant reset allowing you to immediately place down 3 turrets again before swapping out. And always remember, the early bird gets the worm, but the early fox gets the bird.